The Hernkyn stands at the forefront of the Leagues of Votann, hardened pioneers venturing beyond their kin, charting new frontiers and asserting dominance. Traditionally seen as mounted Hernkyn pioneers within their Votann armies, the Jaegers introduce an on-foot iteration of these explorers. Today we build a Yaegir Bombast from Kill Team Termination, equipped with two wicked-looking Rotlock revolvers. We shall see if this mini is easy and fun to build, if there are any peculiarities with building it, and make sure to stand until the end of this video to check if this mini looks cool, not only on the pictures from Games Workshop. My name is Max, and today we are building this guy, Yaegir Bombast. We start with the torso, and let me do some quick explanation regarding this instruction set. We basically start with these instructions for the Bombast, and then we proceed with the blue ones over here, namely these ones over here. If we need to build a Jaeger warrior, green or purple, we will just follow the following instructions below. But since we are building the Bombast, we're gonna follow the blue instructions after we're done with the shared assembly. For the shared assembly, we should end up with this. Let's start with D1 and D2. This is part number 1, and this is part number 2. I have cleaned up parts 1 and 2. They should be combined together like that, building a torso. Let's glue them together. I will put some glue here. Okay, this is the top part of our torso. We will leave it to rest, and we will proceed to D3. This is bit number 3. Let's dry fit it with the rest of the torso, which should be sitting like this. You can see there is a lock over here. This part is a lock effectively. Let's glue it. It looks like there is some empty space over here, but it will be covered by another bit later, namely bit number 4. Now we need to put a backpack D7 on his back. This is a backpack D7. It almost looks like a hiking backpack, but it was quite challenging to clean up because of a lot of small details. I did a fairly decent job of scratching it, so let's take a look where it should be sitting. So you can see there is a lock on his back, so it should be sitting like this, and we're gonna glue it directly. And the backpack is in place. The backpack looks a little bit tilted, but believe me, it's horizontal to the ground, and that is how the backpack should behave according to gravity. We're gonna put him on the base now. Make sure you take the correct base. This is 28mm base, and this Kill Team Termination box has a bunch of very similar bases, 25mm and 32mm. Double check if this is 28. I myself did double check this is 28 before starting to record this video, so I'm just gonna put this guy on it. So as you can see, his head is roughly in the middle, which is good enough to me. Now we move to the customization parts, which are in blue. The funny bit about this mini is that they suggest we use a very specific head instead of the interchangeable parts over here, which tells me that this guy is a very specific guy. Bombast is supposed to have a very specific head, D10. This is head number 10. Alright, we have the head prepared. Look at his mustache. This guy is incredibly cool. And it took me quite a while to scratch his head from the mold line. He is supposed to be looking right, somewhat like this. And that is how we're gonna glue him. I'm gonna put some glue here. I think this is very nice position. Before you glue his head, actually it would make sense to attach the arm D6 to see where he is pointing at. But I already did this, so that's fine. But let's proceed with this D6 arm. The right hand is prepared. I even made a tiny hole over here for the gun. Let's see how it should sit here. Our positioning of the head is fine. Let's glue the arm. Sadly, there is no specific look for this hand position, so we will have to do some judgment calls here in order to see how it's supposed to be attached. But I think this is fine. Now to the other hand's left one, d5. The second revolver is prepared. Let's see how it should be attached. So he is holding it somewhat like this. There is no fixed position for this hand, but you will get a pretty good feeling where it should go. Looking very cool. And now to the belt d4. This is the belt d4. Okay, this is our belt. So it has a pistol holsters here, which I think too small for these guns. And it should be sitting over here like this. Let's just glue it. I'm gonna put some glue in this hole over here. And that should be technically enough. And this is our guy. Now we have some leftovers that are connected to his backpack, additional ammo D9, and something I don't even know what it is. Let's start with D9. This is additional ammo and the gun number 9. Additional gun with ammo is cleaned up, and it should be sitting over here. You can see there are two locks. One of them is here, another one is here. I'm gonna be very careful because if I am not, I will rotate the backpack, and I don't want to do that. And there is supposed to be an additional thing on his backpack, D8. This is bit number 8. I have no clue what D8 is. It looks like a parachute kind of a opener, but it is supposed to be attached over here. In this case, I will actually put some glue little bits over here because this part is a bit larger and easier to handle. So this thing goes over here like this. Even though there is no technically lock involved, it fits perfectly between those two straps. If you guys know what this thing is, please let me know. I'm very curious. This is how it looks so far. And I think we are actually done. Let's double check. We have assembled the torso. We have put the backpack on. We have received these results. And then we added both arms, a belt, a head, the ammo holder, and this thing. And here we have it, my friends. Our very own Yaegir Bombast. It looks incredibly cool. Look at his rot-lock revolvers. I will give this mini 5 servo skulls out of 5 for the fun of building it, and 4 servo skulls out of 5 for the easy to build part, because some mold lines, especially on his legs, were a little bit challenging to remove. And also the head could have been a little bit easier. Let's see how this guy compares to other minis. This is generic Einherjar Hearthguard. You can see he wears a heavy armor, but he is of a very similar size to the Jaeger guy. Of course, if we compare him to a Space Marine is gonna be much taller. You can see that this heavy intercessor is actually much larger than the Space Dwarf we're holding here. But anyways, building this guy reminded me of the video where I have built the Einherjar champion. He looks incredibly cool on his own, and I strongly recommend you check out the video where I built him, which you should see right now on your screens. I myself will see you in the next video. Take care. Bye.